situations that are normal in every organization, because sometimes these human things are like unpredictable, and sometimes human behavior like affects in unthinkable ways what like protocols are supposed to do. So yes, I want to start this reunion. I'm going to share my screen so that everyone is in the same page on what we're doing.
Hey guys, I jump in, but I will be muted and maybe a little distracted for a while. I will let you know when I'm available.
Yeah, I just want to say the same. I actually can't come to the beginning of this call. I have another meeting, but I just want to be like, oh, I want to be here so bad. But now it's blocked off on my schedule for the rest of time. So, but I'll try to catch the end.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Cool.
Bye. Well, I want to ask if all of you have already seen this issue in GitHub number 72. I think that is a good starting point of this reunion, because we have 4 points that on which we are currently working at, and we would like to have MVP on each of those points, like for the next week, so that we can start working in the proposal in the forum. And well, let's jump one by one into them and discuss a little bit on them. The first one is design the responsibilities, benefits, and requirements of the role of conflict managers. This one relates you to this to the project of conflict management in GitHub, and here is the proposed the proposed actions and for this role and responsibilities of this role. That would be to receive cases from the conflict management request bot, apply and participate in periodical reviews, to be up to date in all the decisions taken by the tech, knowledge and training of scaling protocols and conflict management mechanisms, and they will be accountable for easy access and use of conflict protocols. And I suggest that is a rotary role. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Like it's going to be like super cool, like having about reviewing the issues. But I think that thing should be developed by a tech, right? Or we can do that ourselves somehow.
Well, I say a bot, but it's actually a typeform. It's even easier. It's just a typeform that connects, like, accountable of that information. Yes, Ruben.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't read the document yet. I was hoping to pass over the issue, so I understand exactly where you are all at. But yeah, I wanted to be here as well because I'm working on the partnership template, and yeah, disputes are also part of partnerships. So I wanted to learn more what I can include in this template and what the processes will be here, so I can include that as well in the template. So when there's disputes between partners, then there's a process in place. So yeah, I'm gonna head over to the issue and then I'll come with some questions.
Okay, thank you. I also found this document that is called a guide for alternative dispute resolution center manual, a manual for alternative resolution centers, and it has like very good material that we can work on and leverage. I really like on the appendix that it has like code of conduct for conflict managers, and I really like that the people that agrees to do this work also like has a special code of conduct that is different from the organization code of conduct. I'm gonna show it. What was there? Yeah, here, like model of code of conduct for mediators, and yeah, that they should have like this, yeah, for further requirements for being a mediator in the organization. So it's like impartiality and confidentiality also, and competence, because I think that the people that start doing this work should be also like trained, and confidentiality, because the idea here is not to have like a gossip club on like, yeah, what is happening in the organization, but to have like a very good competent group of people that can strategically like scale and manage the conflicts in the organization. So I think that this is also a good idea to have like a special requirements for the people that is going to do this job.
The document you have is linked in that issue or in the coordination project GitHub or not?
That one that I just showed is in Tech Gravity.
Okay.
Tech Gravity is the one here that it says, what a nice document.
Yeah.
Center manual.
Thank you.
Aquí está. Sí.
Perfect. Thanks.
Listo. Hello, Livia. How are you?
Hi, Juan. Hi, everyone.
We were just reviewing the first point of the agenda, that is about the responsibilities, benefits, and requirements of the role. And we were discussing the responsibilities mostly are to receive the cases and to apply the norms and to strategically manage the conflicts, but also that there should be special requirements for this role that I was showing. That I found this document that has like this code of conduct for mediators that could help us have some special requirements for conflict managers, like self-determination, impartiality, conflict of interest, and competence and confidentiality. So I think that it's very important to have these additional requirements for this role. If you have something else to add on this point, please, this is the moment, and we will jump to the second point of the agenda then.
Will there be like responsibilities for so you have the responsibilities of conflict managers, but is there another party or overseer of the conflict managers themselves, or is that not the case, or has that not been questioned yet?
Well, I think that is a very good question. I read the other day an article that says that who watches the watchmen. So I think that this all should be like monitored by the community, and like the community should be able also to have like the last vote on what are like the the actions and the limits, the boundaries that this role has, and also like to monitor the work that is being done. I think that it should be like a community work, but I still haven't like designed how would this watch overwatchment be. I still don't know. If you have some idea, please, that would be really nice.
I think this enters the point of mutual accountability. That's something we need to discuss in SoftGov as well. Of like how can we all be in this place of watching each other, let's say.
Okay, I'm gonna take some notes. I'm gonna take some notes here on what Livia just said. That is mutual accountability.
Yeah,
What was the concept you were referring?
we could think of ways in which we feel accountable to each other. That if you like, we are all aware of the rules, and we know that it's for the benefit of all if we are in accordance to it. So everyone has an incentive to be like, if you see something that is misaligned, to communicate about it, or how do we ensure, like we would have to brainstorm some practices of mutual accountability that we don't have yet.
Okay, we need to brainstorm on who. I like that expression, so I will put it that way. Who watches the Watchmen?
Also, maybe there could be something around, like, if we keep the structure of working groups always running, like let's say the conflict, like Gravity is a working group that is always there for whenever conflicts arise, and the community stewards working group could be a working group that is always there too. So maybe if there is a conflict with someone from Gravity, this person could contact someone from the community stewards working group that is not involved in Gravity, and we could design some type of process for when that happens, perhaps.
Yeah,
I think that is a really good idea, that we rely on the community stewards.
I was also thinking, like, not all the problems should need like a review from the community. I mean, sometimes, for example, when there is a dispute and the guy who gets harm or the other, like, it's not he thinks the choice the mediators take is wrong. There should be like a system to say, hey, I'm not agreeing with what they say. Maybe the community could review my case, and that would be awesome, I think.
Like whenever there is a conflict with
community review.
the
I
conflict
think
resolution.
that is.
Go ahead, Juan, sir.
No, I think this is a very good idea, but this is like for when a conflict like scales, and for this situation for conflict with conflict managers. But I think that the idea mainly with very small scale conflicts is to like not intervene so much, and like just being following the situation, but not like acting directly. Because if we act directly, so it's very strategical, that first, like even though that we have been informed on a situation that we like don't intervene without at least we find it's strategical or something urgent that we need to address. But the first step is always to rely on the communication and the agreements that the parts involved could have. Okay. So let's jump to the second point of the agenda. This is in the Miroboard of the soft gov and culture, and this is a work that some people have collaborated at, and you can see here in the lower right section of the Miroboard, there's this square that says scale of conflict and suggested sanctions. And we now have more information on the scale of conflict, but we are lacking some of suggested sanctions. So I think that we can have some short brainstorm on what could be a suggested sanction for the organization. I propose that there are suggested sanctions that can be pedagogical, like making presentation for the community or something like, okay, the sanction of your behavior is to make a presentation for the community, or to participate in X or Y working group. I don't know, what could be a suggested sanction that you think that could be pedagogical for the organization?
I wonder if people participating in working groups coming from a sanction, if they wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, it's like ideas, but I think that we can be creative on this and saying, okay, I don't know, make a dance on the next community call, something like that.
I'm liking that idea.
I was also thinking maybe when someone do something wrong, maybe he have to do something good in order to make that thing wrong disappear somehow. He has to do more good than the bad he did before. I don't know if that's easy to do, but that sounds cool for me.
It's basically like a public service or something.
I am in view only.
Yeah, maybe.
There's this African tribe, I forgot.
I wasn't thinking, so that I couldn't.
But I also think we can relate that. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say that there is this tribe. They have a very beautiful way of solving conflicts. That whenever someone does something bad, they believe that is because of the system. Like that if we are in one system and something bad happens, that everyone has a fault on that somehow. So they bring this person to the middle of a circle and they tell all of the good things they think about them and all of the good they did for them to remember who they are, kind of thing. And I was thinking if that would be a weird practice to whenever someone does something bad to shower them with love,
It sounds interesting, really. For me, it sounds very cool.
I would say note it down. It is definitely an alternative, but very interesting.
I think we can do it like an experiment, and if it works, just keep going with that thing. But I think that's awesome, actually. And if it works,
I really like that idea, because sometimes people I totally agree, because sometimes people is just mad because they feel that they are not being recognized, and when people tell you good things, you charge yourself for like those good feelings, and to join on what on what people want from you. So I think that's a good idea. I wrote it like love shower, but let's put like try to know that this came from that idea. And also I would put like making a dance in a community call. And helping to restore affected parts. This should be a formal call. Okay.
I'm also thinking if someone do something wrong and the we do that way to try to solve the conflict, and that's awesome. But if he is still doing wrong, I think punishment should be needed, right? What do you guys think about that? Like in the last, maybe sometimes punish. I think it's needed sometimes.
Yeah, I think if the most soft.
Yes, I think that these are some of the punishments. We have like losing governance tokens. That is a sanction that I think that would be hard, to take away SysTac tokens, and also like banning from community calls and Discord. I think that is also like a hard sanction. And losing privileges in the organization is like if you're a steward, maybe you are no longer steward if you're doing something wrong, and you become like a normal contributor. What other hard sanctions do you think that we can put here?
Maybe we could have something in between, like ban him from, let's say, a week or something like that. Like instead of banning from community calls and Discord
yes.
forever, you could have like a system like first time you do wrong, you got banned 1 day, then 2 days, then 4 days, and goes on.
Yeah, I think Twitter also has something like that. You have you get kicked off the platform for a period, and then you can come back, and if your behavior changes, then you can continue. If not, then you get kicked up for a longer period.
That sounds really good. I put it like graduate banning, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. I could put here also like legal actions.
I wonder if we can technically take C-Stack out of someone.
I think Griff told me that we can do that.
Oh, okay, cool.
But well, let's jump into the next point of the agenda. I think we did really good in this Miroboard session.
But is that graduate banning mediation or arbitrage?
Sorry, it's like
does it fall
went
under
robotic.
mediation, or is it for like the graduate banning possibility or idea? Is it for mediation or arbitrage? Because yeah, banning can become a pretty easy solution.
Okay.
Uncomfortable.
Then let's put it
process.
here in conciliation. But the idea is to like always be nurturing these suggested sanctions and this scale of conflicts with what the organization provides. Maybe there's some conflict that we didn't like know yet, and then it happens, and then like we can add it here in the scale of conflicts, and like also what was the suggested sanction for that case, and maybe like to have a parameter. I think that's the main idea of this point. But I want to jump to the third point of the agenda, that is design the onboarding, training, and rotation of boarding of this group of people related to conflict management. Septimus did a really good research. This is your user, Septimus?
Yeah, that's me actually. Yeah. I created that account like some days ago.
Okay. He's helping us here, and he searched for conflict management course that is like free. It's really simple, and like I think that we can start by having a group of people to make this course, and then we have like a first group of trained people in the organization in conflict management. I've seen this course, and it's really simple, but it's good, and it says something on these techniques. But I still think that then we should need like some study group to also specify on what do we follow these normal procedures, and on what do we defer, and how do we adapt to our decentralized context. So I also think that there could be like a study group. Like we can have like people having this course, and then we have a study group, and we can have like a book club. I took that idea from Libya, to like discuss on tendencies on conflict management, and to discuss philosophically on conflict management, and to keep improving this initiative. I want to know what do you think about this?
I think that's great to connect people and discuss, and everyone will learn. That's awesome.
Yeah, the course, I agree that definitely that should be in place for anybody that wants to become a conflict manager in the community. And then from there on, the experience can build.
Okay.
Yeah, I also think that would be great. I'm just worried if we'll focus on like all the deliverables. It seems that there's so many things to set up before the launch, and maybe this more research part would be something that the working group does continuously, and that it could be like a constant group study and research post launch, and that's how the group keeps like exchanging knowledge and improving. And I'm just thinking in terms of bandwidth, if people would be willing to jump in a more in-depth study, which I would love to take part on. I just feel like I can't right now, but if people are excited about it, then go forward for sure.
Okay, I think that for the MVP, then we can have like a study group that talks and tries to train people and to like make in-depth conversations, but not so much of a course for the MVP, because it would be difficult for the bandwidth we are having, right?
Yeah, I think I just meant to say that I think it's a really great idea, but I don't know if it's the priority in the moment from my point of view. But if you guys think it's possible to do that in parallel with everything that we're doing, like setting up the MVP to exist, then I'm all for it.
I actually I agree with you. I think that this could be something that could be done after. But first, there's too much work and we are all very busy. So it would be like too much time taking to take a full course. But we can start making like an in-depth channel conversation on conflict, and also like to have, I think, weekly sync, at least one, to openly discuss on conflict management and to make a round table where everyone like learns from the other's experience and learns from what is being talked in the conversation. I think we can start with that.
And I think that the course is good for now. Like if anyone is interested, I just thought you were talking about a book club type of thing to go more into philosophical issues. That's the only part I said that it feels like too much for now. But I think the course is super important and the discussions are very important. And then, in my opinion, the philosophical part would be very interesting for once the Commons is launched, that we go more in depth into the concepts, and that will probably bring more people closer too.
Okay, and also I think there's already a TE philosophy, so then we can approach to them a TE philosophy group. So I think we can approach them in the right moment. So let's jump to the fourth point of the agenda. That is, how do we create a channel to the a system to channel disputes and connect them to experts accountable. So the first idea is to have a type form. This is the type form. It's really simple. I think that some people has already told me some of things that we can improve in this type form, but I would love if you can help me like polish it in this moment. And also the thing is that this type form is in my account, and it's free, so I cannot make like logic jumps, or I cannot change the link. So in some time, it would be really nice to jump to the when the proposal is passed, to jump to the type form of the organization, to like have the premium access, and like to have the logic jumps, and to have a nice link to promote in every community call. But that is something in which I think there should be a more technical support, because I know that the type form answers could be then sent to a spreadsheet, but I don't know how to do that. So maybe if someone is more experienced in Typeform, then in some time there should like migrate this format, and help to make it like a very good system. I want to ask if any of you have some experience with Typeform to do that, to like put the answers of this Typeform to a spreadsheet, and then we can also like say in the spreadsheet who is assigned, like which conflict resolutor is assigned to which case.
All the times I did that, I did manually transferring the answers to Miro. There's probably a more intelligent way to do it.
Oh, I didn't know you did it manually. Okay. So okay. I thought that there was like this some way to just connect them to the spreadsheet, but I think then we will need to develop a spreadsheet on which we will like have the registry of the situations, and like who is assigned, and maybe have some notes, and if there is an agreement or something, to have that registry of the situation there.
There is a way to the responses of Typeform to spreadsheets. I think you just have to include Google Sheets or Excel to connect it with your Typeform. You can do it via the Typeform interface. So should be possible. They have it built in.
Yeah, maybe we should have someone like responsible and on making on passing this to the typeform of the organization, because I think that maybe all those are like paid services. So maybe I will talk to Griff if he thinks that there is other person that should do it, or if he tells me to do it, to
But
pass
you
this
should be able
typeform
to find
to
it at
the paid one,
sorry.
and to try to assign it to the spreadsheet.
Yeah, sorry. You should be able to find it at the connect tab where you were right now, I think. So conectar up there. You should be able to come there to connect it with the spreadsheet, if I'm not mistaken.
Se te dice integraciones. Bueno, Google Sheets. Bueno, no, perfecto. Ok, este está genial. Vamos a ver. Está genial. Ese está genial. Perfecto. Okay, bueno, equally then we will need to do this in the paid session, but it's nice to be seeing how it's done. So we also will need to develop this spreadsheet and to have some cells on who is assigned to that conflict, and what is the registers the situation. I can assume that for next week I will present this spreadsheet. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ruben. Okay. Okay. I will do that later, but it's nice to have done like this step here. Because is to see like if you think that this can be made a proposal into the forum, and like who can help me doing that, because I have never done a proposal in the forum, and maybe if someone has already more experience, then we can start having some ideas to pass it on the forum.
Yeah, I can help you make a proposal. There's a template, and we want to transfer. So now we were using before Discord to make decisions with emoji votes, but then now we have the conviction voting, and we just need to submit a proposal to change the decision-making process from Discord to conviction voting, and make sure everyone is on board on that transition. And then we can submit the proposal there. Yeah.
Okay, Livia. So I can assign you like a responsible for helping us with the proposal.
Yeah.
Okay. I will also reach you to do that, and hope that everyone in this group participates, because it's very interesting. I want to also say that these were the points that I wanted to discuss today, but if you have something you want to comment, please, I would be really happy to hear you on this.
I want to bring up quickly the forum post I made yesterday about rules and boundaries. That it's kind of what we discussed in the last SoftGov call. And then yesterday I went to this MetaGov call, and one of the things they said was that the easiest way to identify the rules of a system is to look at the violations that are happening. So from the violations, you think about the rules. But since we don't really have violations, and we are playing with these imaginary scenarios of what. Sorry, you want to say something?
Sorry, it was my phone.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, so since we are playing with these imaginary scenarios, what are some of the rules we can draw based on the imaginary sanctions we are coming up with here? And also he talked about how the rules can also come from the value expectations that haven't been fulfilled. And this made me think of the code of conduct that is now based on the values that we have for the TEC. But I think these values could be like they need a second look. There are a lot of new people now in comparison on when we made them. So I think it's a good time to look at the values. And now our values are: the TEC operates from a pro-social, human-centered perspective. We hold ourselves to high standards of safety, resilience, and integrity. We encourage our members to be radically open source, non-hierarchical, creative, transparent in their intentions, and accountable for their actions. We are value-driven, not profit-driven, and will strive to support token engineering projects that appreciate the value of public goods and ethical, inclusive economic systems. So this is all in the forum post, and it would be very helpful if like there's something that you think that we should add to the values, something that we should take off, something that we should change the wording, and if there are expectations of these values and in how we relate with each other that haven't been fulfilled, and how can we look at the rules based on this perspective of like conflicts we don't want to happen, basically. You're muted, Juan.
Sorry. That I will look into this forum post with more carefulness and like comment in the next days, maybe today. But yes, I totally agree that maybe the code of conduct could be reviewed. But what the feeling that I had is that the brainstorm that was done for the first work was very complex, and it would be really hard to go that complex with the number of community members we have right now. So I think that we could have like a little bit more light approach. Do that if we go that complex with so many community members, maybe we can like have troubles with the amount of work that would require.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at some point we should look into it. I don't know if it's better to do once the hatchers are onboarded, so we have their opinion, and maybe design a process. If anyone wants to take that on, that's open.
Yeah, but I totally agree. I think this is something that should be done, and it should be done like in a short scope. But maybe I think that it can be done after the hatch. But still, we can start doing some of the review work from now, and to plan how are we going to do that information collection.
But it can change also after hatch, right? Like if the whole community thinks other things, like it can change between what the community thinks we wanna do next. So I think like meanwhile we working on that. So when we see something is needed to change, we just when we need to change something, we just propose it, and if the community agrees, then go ahead.
So you think it should be more of an async work, that like one person sees something they want to change and then they propose and then people can agree or not, that we don't need a whole process, right?
I like both things. Like I think we have to have it because it's good. Like when someone sees something, he don't have to wait until a call or something. He just post and then we can discuss it. And also, like when we have the like, actually we already have the conviction voting. We can just vote, and if the whole community wants to vote that thing, we can review and change.
Yeah, I like that idea actually, that we can do a async and incentivize people to do that. Like if they see something that they don't like, they can make a proposal of why they want to change it and replace it with what, and then people can vote on it. That's really a good idea.
Okay. Well, I think that it's been a very good call. I thank you all for coming, and I think that for the next call, then we will be discussing about the proposal, and I totally agree also with what Septimus says, that even though that we have our values, and that we can have a brainstorm on them, that this could be also something that can be done at any moment and async, and that any member could also like make a proposal on this topic. So I think that is soft governance, is like it's not hard, non-changeable decisions, but like how can we make the decision process and the participation easy for all members?
Yeah, I agree. So let's have a conversation about them. Maybe it's the case to just have a conversation and listen to everyone, and then people will start thinking more, and then they can jump to the next step that Zaptimus said, that is like, oh, after this conversation, I see that there's this point that I would like to propose a change, or at that point. And thanks everyone for the call.
Cool. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.